Now, the rest of the story.
I don't know if you can see him through all the dust, but it just scared off a raccoon. He was up on top of the hill there earlier, and I must have somewhere down. Now he's not even all that shy. He's just walking along the trees there. So today is not going as planned. I mean, that's always good for a hurt leg. I haven't actually talked about it, but my leg's all swollen up and purple from here to here. One of Ryan's cows got me yesterday, and then about an hour later, and a heifer then got me at the exact same spot. So I've been dragging my leg around again, which, believe it or not, it doesn't hurt too overly bad. I mean, I'm not exactly worried about it being a broken leg, because that's what I was originally worried about when it first happened. And we are working on soybeans. I started this day out with the intention of finishing soybeans. That's right. I was going to run pretty much around the clock, and I probably would have gotten done sometime tomorrow morning. Guess what? That didn't happen. I got this farm, which I'm down to 5.8 acres, which I'm averaging 15.6 acres an hour right now. And I'll be getting this done. I'll refill the planter, and that's gonna be it. At least for tonight, because the 82 is down, and the part coming in is machine down. Should have that by 7 in the morning. So we go through and get that up and running again. And it's probably gonna be a run all day and into tomorrow night, because I won't get it done. Well, the next farm I gotta go to is gonna be a pretty fun, simple farm. It's pretty much just 2 rounds around the outside. I have one little 3-acre area, and then it's just straight back and forth. So 20-30 passes, and it's just that long, narrow field. So I'm really looking forward to planting that. Even the field I'm on now, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different, 6 different smaller areas that I had to plant before I could do this back and forth stuff, because I had to do all the steeper stuff, you know, contour it and whatnot. This is some of the bulldozer work that we had up here, which it is seeded. I know the dust is so thick you can't see what grass is coming up, but it is actually greening up. We went from, I don't know, late fall, late winter weather to summer, because it's 90-some degrees out right now, and the weather forecast is really acting like it. They're calling for, there's tornado warnings out for tonight, which looks to me like it's going to be going to the north of us. It's just one sporadic, like, little cloud, like it's not even, there's not much there. So if we can keep avoiding the rain. Last night, we didn't plant yesterday. We moved cattle, resulted in getting hurt. Made a decision and stuck with it, which is I'm dealing with the repercussions of it, because I would really like to switch over to corn by now. The reason I didn't plant yesterday is because they were calling for severe storms last night, and we go through, we plant, so the ground is chiseled. Then we go through, chiseled last fall, we disc it in the spring, we plant it, and then we harrow it. And if you get a crust on top of it, then the soybeans have a hard time pushing through that. Well, the ingredients for a crust is doing all of that, then getting a hard pounding rain, which is what they were calling for. I mean, that's why we didn't plant yesterday. I mean, I wholeheartedly wanted to, but it's supposed to get hot, which it is. It's 90 degrees out, and they're calling for that for like the rest of the week. Then if you get a hot spell after your ground gets hit with a hard pounding rain, it makes a layer of concrete, and we've had it happen probably 5 or 6 years ago. First time in my life I've had to replant anything, and it was like 65 acres of soybeans we had to replant because it couldn't get up through the crust. So obviously I'm a lot more cautious, but the problem is cautious is going to have to get thrown out the window here because it is the 9th or 10th of May. I think it might be the 10th. 9th. Doesn't matter, it's May. Everybody keeps looking at last year. Well, we were done and everything was put away by now. And yeah, that doesn't matter, but as a farmer and anybody in general, it's hard to disregard the fact of how early we had the crop in last year. I mean, we've only been running for, one full day. This isn't even a full day because didn't get started till 11 because we did get that rain last night, which the ground had enough moisture on it where it was just going to stick to the wheels. So it was 11 o'clock once the sun and the heat came out, and I was able to get going. And then we had like 2 different issues that slowed me down. So I haven't really been planting all that long. I've got 4 hours of actual running, and I should have had, if it was up to me, if I could have been running when we had everything up here this morning. We went back home and I helped Ryan get the 82 ready, but I actually would have had this field done, and I would have probably had a healthy start on the next field. And then I got 2 more farms after this one. So we're sitting right at 50, we're sitting right at 100 acres. Once I get done with this farm, if the VT didn't break down, I would have for sure went over and started the next field. But I don't know if everybody else is noticing this, but it just seems like there isn't much getting done around the country. I'm not saying that putting people down. It's just that, hold on. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of people. I don't want to say that because I haven't gotten out. Well, I have gotten out and about because I've been 30 minutes west. I've been 30 minutes south of us yesterday. And it just doesn't seem like there's that much crops that are actually planted. So we've seen guys that are out planting and whatnot, but it really seems like there's just not that much done. And even for us, I've had one really good day, like one good full long day planting, and that was an 80-acre day. And then I had one day where I got rained out. I have today where I was gonna keep running, but I mean, broken equipment and not getting started soon enough, which even getting started soon enough wouldn't have mattered because the 82 went down. So that's one of the downsides to only having one high horsepower tractor. One tractor really meant for every job. Because in our situation, every tractor has a specific job it's really assigned for. And we always talk about it, but someday upgrading, adding to the fleet, and not so much upgrading, because upgrading would imply we're getting rid of equipment. But I could definitely see us with 2 more machines, another 150 to 200 horsepower machine and another high horsepower machine, because to keep expanding like we have been here, most certainly we need to. I'd rather buy more than buy less, or buy smaller. Ryan and I have talked about that a lot here lately in regards to running the 2 balers, 2 disc binds, and being able to go in and just knock out our hay crops. So at least that way the stuff is able to grow back quicker. Same thing with planting. I asked him what he thought about ever going back to smaller equipment, like a 6-row planter and a 15-foot disc, and just a violent head shake. Absolutely not. I could not imagine going backwards as far as equipment size. And when we bought this stuff, we thought it was big. I mean, I don't see us ever going wider than 30 feet or a 12-row corn planter, but I most certainly see us upgrading to a CCS someday. It doesn't take a lot of downtime to fill up, and what not too much, I guess that's my new catchphrase, but having the bulk seed in the tanks and the planter, I think would be huge, because I should be able to at least get one of those pro boxes in versus a half of a pro box now, because it takes about 2 fills to empty out one of those boxes. And running at what I'm running at now, my target was really 140,000, and it's fluctuated between 130 and 145. I've had to get out a lot and adjust that dreaded chain in the back on the different sprockets, just because of the different soil types. If it's this clumpier stuff, it actually runs a little bit better, but in the softer, finer stuff that is like a pillowcase yet, even though we've had it work for a couple days now, the drive tire slips a little bit and we lose that drive, and it drops our population. So this is what you got to deal with. Blue means it's over your target rate, yellow means it's below. And with the planter, I mean, one side to the next, it's tilting the seed away from the meters, and I can tell when I'm starting to get low on seed, because it'll be a lot more prominent on here if I spin around. My population will drop off by like 5,000 seeds per acre, because it's getting low enough where the seed isn't high enough above the meter where it readily flows in. Oh well. No air conditioning for some reason, which it's not that the air conditioning doesn't work. It's throwing cool air. I think it's the fact that it's about, well, I'm not sure what humidity is right now, probably at least over 50%. Plus, it's warm out, 85 to 90 degrees out yet, and it's 7 o'clock at night. So that's something I really haven't had to experience much in the past in planting corn. We've gone from literal winter weather, like waking up with it in the 20s, to waking up to 70 degrees this morning at 5:30? So the on track is running good. It's just, I don't know if I gotta adjust the calibrations a little bit, because it's straight track. That's supposed to be straight back and forth, and it seems to me like it's meandering just a bit. Maybe you won't notice it when the plants are coming up, and I'm just noticing it more with the planter tracks. But another thing that's bugging me here is I can have it lined up, because the red line means that's my next guidance line, and I can have the planter and tractor all lined up, and it still refuses to get started where it isn't hooking in the headland. And I'm thinking that's more of a calibration issue. But in closing, as long as we get everything running tomorrow, we have enough work for all 3 of us to be running. Between me running the planter and Dad and Ryan will be running the 82 and the disc and the 76 and the harrow, and get this all worked down. So I don't know, if we can avoid the severe summer, the severe weather in general, I'd be more than happy with that. I'm gonna let you go, because it's starting to get really hot in here and I'm starting to sweat. I think y'all really need to hear that. But until next time, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.